and that is the road back for the former heavyweight champion Larry Holmes, as he'll go 10 rounds with Michael Greer. There's a look at the champ. We'll have that all for you from Honolulu on Prime Network next.
Willie Nelson. He's been there for those who've needed it.
Back ringside, we are here in Honolulu, and Larry Holmes about to take the ring against Michael Greer, clearing up the end of the technical draw, as it's the Hawaiian State Boxing Commission making the ruling, an unintentional headbutt, and it is Ricky Assia and Timmy Burgess, a technical 11-round draw, and I'm sure in the future we'll see a rematch with those two gentlemen.
No doubt. It was an outstanding fight. Both guys establishing their pace in the beginning. Assia, then Burgess taking over in the middle, then Assia was coming back. It's always difficult in this kind of situation because the guy, his style, I mean, it wasn't intentional. That's his style. He comes in, brawls, comes in with his head, throws looping punches, and an accidental butt, and that's unfortunate.
All right, we still have our main event to come, and that is Larry Holmes' 10-rounder with Michael Greer. We spent some time with the former heavyweight champion yesterday afternoon.
June 11th, 1982, probably the pinnacle of your career, 13-round TK over Jerry Cooney. Larry, if you were a 10 that night, the best you could be, where would you put yourself today?
Well, see, I never try to turn the clock back, because when you try to do that, that's when you really make mistakes. I just tried to substitute for the things that I couldn't do then, that I could do then that I can't do now. I can't get up on my toes and bounce around and dance for 10 or 13 rounds. I don't think I can take 20 low blows. I just think that I can go out there and just do the things that I have to do. Fight enough to win enough, win enough rounds to win the decision or take the guy out. I think I still have the capability of doing that with anybody. Then I fought a smart fight, very cagey, knew what Jerry Cooney was all about, knew what the whole world was all about that night. And I just did what I could do to win that fight. But today, I just take my time and go out there and try to win each round in every round.
A lot of people are obsessed by your weight, your physique. You fought when you're at the top of your game in the high teens, no more than 220. I watched your weight. Is that something you want to get down? Is there a weight you want to shoot for, or something along the line that you feel you'll be at your optimum if you get to the 220s again?
Well, I want to be in there somewhere around the 20s, but I'm not in the pleasing people about my weight, because if I burn off all the weight, I'm going to burn off all my strength. I'm not going to have anything to fight with. I'm older, I'm more mature now, and I need this fatness or whatever they want to call to fight with. And if I don't have any of this fatness to store this energy that I need to go into the ring, the fight when I'm fighting a losing call. I'm not out there to please the people that want to criticize me if I do good or do bad. I want to go out there and do what I know I can do, and I know I can win, and I know I can fight. I'm smarter, I'm better, and than I was 5 or 10 years ago, because you mature with that, and I hope to say that I mature with the time that I have. So I'm not going to worry about what people say about my weight or whatever. Let them talk about the fat George Foreman. He comes in with 250 pounds and named 5 kids George. I mean, something must be wrong with him to do all of that. But, they never say anything about that. They just going to talk about Larry Holmes at 5 or 10 pounds over. They want to talk about you're ashamed or afraid that something's going to happen to you like it happened to Muhammad Ali. Or what about a Sugar Ray Leonard? Nothing wrong with them guys, Things happen to each and every one of them. Sugar Ray Leonard might have had a bad night that night, Muhammad Ali might have fell down or hurt something, You never know what happened. People blame things on boxing, they blame things on age. And, I'm 41 years old, and I can do just as much as somebody 21 years old do in the fight game or more.
You talk a lot about George, and your game plan kind of parallels in a sense. He took something like 20 fights in almost 3 years before he took what many people considered a credible opponent in the form of Jerry Cooney back in 1990. If you could just give us your overview of your plan. I mean, how often do you intend to fight, and when do we expect that Larry Holmes climbs through the ropes with a ranked opponent, somebody who will give you that instant credibility, that will give you that power to be good for that big fight that I know you want?
Well, this is what people get sick of and bothers people. I step in the ring with a ranked opponent or credible opponent when they pay me for that ranked opponent and that credible opponent. And they want to talk about Jerry Cooney. He was never credible. You know, Jerry Cooney had come out of drug rehab and everything else and stepped in the ring with George Foreman. I mean, so what gives George Foreman or anybody to say he was a credible opponent? Been through rehab and whatnot, and not came out and fought anyone. I don't want to take that route. I want to be able to fight anybody that I can fight, and whatever they compensate me for, that's going to dictate the opponent. If they want me to fight, say, a Ray Bowe or Ray Mercer or Tommy Morrison, they have to pay me for that. If they want me to fight a Vander Holyfield or Mike Tyson, they have to pay me for that. If they want me to fight a Witherspoon or Carl Williams, they have to pay me for that. Each opponent dictates the prices, you know. I like this game of boxing. It's a nice game of boxing, but it's a business. This is nothing that I want to go and say I want to do this because I like getting my face punched in and my brains knocked from side to side. I'm in it because it's a business, and this is the best thing I know how to do.
Give us a timetable. It took George Foreman approximately some 3 years and 20 fights before he fought a credible opponent like a Jerry Cooney. How long before you get into the ring with a ranked opponent that will make this comeback the real thing?
That's an appealing fight because George can't fight. George can't fight, and neither can Ray Bowe or Ray Mercer or Tommy Morrison. They can't fight either. You know, they all in the same. You got two guys out there to fight. You got Mike, three guys, and one guy's all broken up. That's Razor Ruddock. Tyson beat him up, broke his jaw in 3 places, broke a couple ribs. He's beat up. He can't fight for a while. But you got Mike Tyson out there, he can fight. And you got the champ, Vander Holyfield. He can fight. I mean, as far as the other guys, you put them all in one basket and you get the same thing. But, you know, if these guys want to fight me, they know my number is 215-253-6905. They can call me up.
Got the number down. Want to fight with the champ? Give him a call. Humile Carlos Palomino. We're going to have that fight with Michael Greer to clear up some controversy, confusion at ringside. The NABF has superseded the Hawaiian State Boxing Commission ruling on the technical draw, and going to the scorecard, Timmy Burgess has been awarded the NABF Super Lightweight title belt, much to the chagrin of the hometown fans here in Honolulu. But the NABF supersedes the rules here from the Hawaiian State Boxing Commission, so in a later situation, Timmy Burgess will be picking up his title belt. So this fight goes TKO to Timmy Burgess. We will have more on that, and of course our main event still to come from the Blaisdell Center in Honolulu. There he is, the former champ Larry Holmes taking on Michael Greer. It's next on Prime Network.
You're watching Prime Sports Northwest, home of the Washington State Cougars.
Welcome back to the Blaisdell Center here in Honolulu, Hawaii, as we get set to bring you our 10-round main event. And that involves the former champ Larry Holmes and Michael Greer. Larry Holmes is coming out of his locker room. And by the way, he'll be using music which he has on his own album. His album is called You Can't Keep a Good Man Down. And here he is singing it and coming into it. 41 years, going to be 42 in November. It'll be Larry's third appearance here on the island. He fought back in 1975 and 1976 before he was world heavyweight champion. And we'll see exactly what he's got. He seems to be very confident, Carlos, that he can regain it. You know, I don't know if anybody's more convinced about that, but I guess you got to believe it first before anybody else will.
That's right, and when you were one of the dominant champions in the history of the heavyweight division, like he was in the 70s and 80s, you have to believe in yourself, and I think that you know, he's got that kind of confidence in himself. So he believes that's why he's started this comeback, looking for another shot at a title.
Here he is entering the ring. Larry Holmes, and the crowd is giving him much deserved round of applause. There it is, 50-3, and Michael Greer 41-11-3. Michael Greer's no spring chicken. He's 35 years of age. Go up to the ring announcer John Nolan for the introduction of our main event.
division. First in the blue corner, home Memphis, Tennessee, with a record of 41-11-3, 27 KOs. At 200 pounds in the white and black trunks, Michael Greer. And in the red corner, hailing from Easton, Pennsylvania, with a record of 53-35 KOs, weighing in at 238.5 pounds in the red and white trunks, the former undisputed heavyweight champion of the world, on the road back, Larry Holmes. Your referee for today's bout, Carl J.J. Johnson. And now pre-fight instructions from Johnson.
There's a look at J.J. Johnson. And we have Larry coming in at 238. Michael Greer coming in at an even 200. And Michael Greer told me he will not be intimidated and he will not be thrown around the ring. We'll see if that's true or not. Tell the tape.
There is a huge advantage in reach by Larry Holmes. Height. And if he uses it the way he did in his prime, this should be an easy night for him.
Larry Holmes says he has to turn a little more puncher as opposed to the slick boxer he was there. He defended his world title some 20 times. Only world heavyweight champ to defend it more, the bomber, Joe Louis. So you see if Larry's got it. He goes after Michael Greer. Michael Greer is an interesting gentleman, as we said, 41-11, and according to himself and his trainer-manager, Red Fortner, they've been set up to fight Michael Moore a couple times, but Moore pulled out with bad shoulders. And also George Foreman was supposed to fight Michael Greer on occasion, 3 times according to the Greer corner, but that fell through as well. So he's getting a shot at stardom. He takes out Larry Holmes. He can pretty much put his name on the map. 35 years of age is Michael Greer. Hasn't fought since January. Larry Holmes very much criticized for his last bout. That down in Tampa, Florida, Eddie Gonzalez. As a matter of fact, the Boxing Commission of Florida actually had to defend the former champion and saying that Eddie Gonzalez, who came in at a roly-poly, I use that term very loosely, 249 pounds, was not there to fight, but just to survive. We'll see what Michael Greer shot. Larry Holmes has already landed a big right hand.
Big right hand, and Greer's legs buckle a little bit. You can see the old flashes are still there. I mean, he's got that great jab. It's not as fast as they used to be, but I think that if he takes the weight off, it'll regain a lot of his quickness.
The jab is definitely there, not as snap-like, but Larry's, like you said, he has to transform a little bit. He's got to fight a little more flat-footed. He doesn't have that spring in his legs. The jab can be there in flashes, but he's going to have to do more damage with that right hand. And I think he's going to come to grips with that. He's going to be a busy man, he said, for the next couple months. Wants to fight at least once every 3 weeks, sometimes twice a month. Do the George Foreman Victory Tour, build up his KO mark, and then get some marketability. He's been bantered about, maybe going to fight Riddick Bowe, but we understand that Holmes camp has no intention of doing that unless the money is there, as you heard in his interview, as we are in round number 1 of our main event. Michael Greer, 35. Larry Holmes, 41. And we're in Honolulu on Prime Network. Hugh Malay and Carlos Palomino. Yeah, there's flashes of the hand speed there, Carlos.
Oh, definitely there. And I think that with the condition, more condition, a little bit less weight on, his hand speed will be a little quicker. And he's like you say, he has to sit down a little bit more, but he's not going to have that leg strength he had before. But if the hand speed is there, power will come.
We're nearing the end of round number 1. It looks like Michael Greer might be getting on his bike here just a little bit to try to figure out the former champion. But it's scheduled 10 rounds. I don't think Larry intends to go that deep, but we'll find out. We'll come back with all the action. Round number 2 from Honolulu on Prime Network.
The record that all of America...
Round number 2, Michael Greer in the black trunks. Larry Holmes has lost something like 50 times in his career. He's made something like $50 million in person. He's made a little money. He says he doesn't need it. He's coming back. He says he likes the sport, but he also wants to make more money. You know, that's Larry. He's a straight shooter. He doesn't pull any punches. We'll see if he pulls any today.
He came out a little more serious the second round, and there's a left hand. And
Michael Greer is going to have to sacrifice a little bit to get inside, Carlos, because he certainly has given up the 7 or 8 inches in reach. And nobody in his career, at least in the heavyweight division, used that reach more to his advantage than this gentleman, Larry Holmes.
You can see he's straight up and down with the left hand on that left hand comes out very quickly. There's the right hand. And Michael Greer is going to have to stay inside or try to do some damage inside, because where he is now, it's not going to last long.
He's going to have to sacrifice just a little bit. Get inside.
There he is.
He's trying, but Larry, as he said, and Mike Greer putting the hurt on the champion. The best flurry for Michael Greer has already got a bloody nose.
And the problem also when he gets inside is that Larry's so much stronger, he just grabs him and holds him.
Yeah, and you know, Greer was afraid of that when we had talked with him the past couple of days. He's got to figure out a way to get away from that, but so far he has not. Probably the best place he should not be is against the ropes.
Well, he got his hands loose in that exchange, and he landed some good shots. And that's what he's got to do. Like right now, he's got to be punching. He can't be just standing and holding.
Midway through round number 2, and first round pretty much going to Larry Holmes. He's trying a little flurry by Michael Greer, although he still does have that kind of respecting the punching power, maybe just a little too much, but I guess you almost have to when you're giving up 40 pounds. Greer trying to lure him in. That's a big target, Michael. 238 pounds of Larry Holmes coming at you. The jab's still there in flashes. He broke a lot of hearts with that jab, broke a lot of noses as well. Trying to work on that combination. Got a 3-punch combo in there.
The right hand, jab, right hand, the left hook to the body was the only punch that landed, but it was a really good hook.
One thing you say about Larry Holmes, he didn't duck anybody. Ernie Shavers twice, Burbick, Witherspoon, Snipes, Cooney, Williams, Leon Spinks, Michael Spinks, Mike Tyson. He took them all on. When his first 48 fights included 20 title defenses. The gentleman has certainly made his mark on the boxing world. We'll see if he's got anything left in the coming months as he wraps up round number 2 with Michael Greer. We'll come back with round number 3 with Larry Holmes talking. You're watching Boxing. The road back to Larry Holmes on Prime Network.
Who's going to give you the great taste of fall? Dairy Queen. Bud on sports.
Hi, I'm Paul Scancy for Tournament Boat Centers and Oregon Inboards. Performance handling is the name of my game, and when I'm on the water, I stay in the same league with Supra. For comfort, quality, style, and performance at an affordable price, Supra has it all. Believe me, I know what makes a great catch. The right catch is Supra.
Save up to $5,000 on all remaining 91 model boats, limited to stock on hand.
Round number 3, Larry Holmes, the former world heavyweight champion, is going to get serious. Here's Michael Greer just getting as serious. And J.J. Johnson saying, step back, boys. Let's see some good boxing. Michael Greer was alerted of this fight about 7 days ago, so his preparation might be somewhat limited as far as scouting, but Larry Holmes is not the Larry Holmes he was back in 1973 through 1985 when he dominated the heavyweight division. 1977 through 85, he was the world champion. Greer looking to pick his shot. Almost 16 years to the day, Larry Holmes is in Hawaii as he took out a 10-rounder of Charlie James. Today it's Michael Greer. Larry looking a little bit perturbed, Carlos.
Yeah, he is. He's a little upset. He can't do what he wants to do, and that's because Greer is not giving him the opportunity. He's crouching down low, giving him the minimal target. That's a good idea.
Eddie Gonzalez did pretty much the same thing. Eddie was a little bigger target, a little wider.
There's the jab.
You know, Larry feels very strongly by October. He feels strongly that if he continues his progress in the gym and during these fights, that he could jump in to the world title picture. By the way, the World Boxing Council, we see a big body shot to the midsection of Greer.
And Greer tells him it didn't hurt. Oh, and there's another
big body shot by Larry Holmes, and Greer really coming in, going after Larry Holmes, punching away, taking some. Oh, yeah. Larry is a little stunned now.
Greer is coming to fight.
Greer saying, come on. He's a volunteer from Tennessee. Let's do it. You figure this one out, Carlos. The WBC currently has Larry Holmes ranked number 9. You know, I think they'll figure out a cure for the common cold before they figure out boxing ratings.
You got it. You got that.
This guy hasn't fought for 3 years, and he's rated at number 9 with the WBC. Holmes just missing a big combination.
Exactly. California Commission's going to take over.
The jab is still there and still lethal. Carlos currently serving as the commissioner on the California Athletic Commission of Boxing.
Well, there's a lot of problems. I think we can make some progress here in the big left hook by Greer.
He nailed Larry Holmes, and Larry's a little wobbly there.
A little wobbly and breathing through his mouth.
This is turning into quite a fight there. Round number 3. I'll tell you, Michael Greer's kind of easing into this opportunity as we get a look at the corner of Michael Greer, and Red Fortner's the guy that does his corner work. We'll see if we take a look at some of the action from round number 3. The body shots here.
That's a right hand to the head of, and he turns him around. Greer doing a good job. There's another right hand. Another right hand that lands.
Michael Greer has a superb flurry there.
Crouch down, bang. There's a left hook right over the top of the right hand, and it buckled. His knees buckled there. He got hurt.
And he was a little bit upset, and he's Larry Holmes. There's a look at the corner of Red Fortner. Red Fortner is the corner man for Michael Greer, who flew in from Tennessee to seize his big opportunity. And Larry Holmes was better known. You're not talking about Eddie Gonzalez. Larry knows that. And he's coming looking to get serious.
Larry looks serious now. I think they told him in the corner, you got to go out and get this guy out of there before he gets.
Big combination. You know, in many of his fights, the Shavers and some other fights, it was almost where Larry would get put down on the mat and he would suddenly get the wake-up call. But Michael Greer on the attack. Big left, and he's going after it. He's rocked Larry Holmes.
He's rocking with the right hand.
Larry Holmes is in trouble. He's holding on. This is turning into quite. Larry Holmes is not going to touch gloves. Michael Greer is here to win a fight.
Let's get it on.
The crowd is really getting into this one.
Oh, look at Larry. He could get hit.
It's like looking at Michael Greer like a bad stepchild. The jab is there.
He's talking to him, too.
He is talking to him. Come on, he wants to bring it on. The hands down by the waist. Holmes is now taking some big shots. I guess that's what you get when you get Larry.
Oh, that's right. And there it is.
Oh! Big shot. Larry Holmes getting a little bit upset. Unbelievable. He is out. Michael Greer did the unthinkable. He got Larry Holmes there.
He took a dive on that one. Head first into the mat.
He is still rocked. There's the former champion. We're talking about a minute into round number 4. Larry Holmes, after getting rocked around the clock, gets mad, then gets even. There's Michael Greer, who went face down into the mat. Hey, hats off to Michael Greer. He put on quite a display of courage. He came to fight. He was there to lay down like Eddie Gonzalez. Larry Holmes, as we take a look at the replay, see Carlos getting ready and right. See Larry just stalking Michael Greer and pounding him with the right, another right, just loading up on that right hand body shot. Another body shot, and he's going to hit him with the overhand right, and then one for good measure coming up right there, and down went Michael Greer. As we take a look, and he went face down. To say that Larry Holmes is in a bad mood, don't have dinner with Larry tonight. There's the right that got through. Michael Greer stopped punching and then went face down. Big knockout for Larry Holmes. Win number 51 in his career. Knockout number 36. The crowd really got into it, but certainly hats off to a very game Michael Greer, who really had Larry on the run. Number 2 and 3 up to John Nolan for the announcement of the official time of the KO. We will get back to John in just a second. But now let's check in with John for the official time.
Your winner, 118 of the 4th round by KO on the road back, Larry Holmes.
We will take a timeout. We'll come back from Honolulu with an interview with a very upset but victorious Larry Holmes after this. Prime Network Boxing continues.
The record that all of America is talking about. Willie Nelson's IRS.
There's no things like show, things like love. Everything about it is really right. Everything that's in serves around. Nobody can get that out of feeling. Scotty stealing next door.
Bud on sports.
Welcome back to Honolulu. Larry Holmes just scored a 4th round knockout of Michael Greer. With him in the ring, Carlos Palomino.
First of all, Larry, congratulations on an exciting win for you. Did you expect this from this guy?
No, I never seen him fight. I expected him to come out there to try to surprise me, which he did with his style. It's very awkward. And so I wanted to get used to that a little bit. You know, I wanted to try to fight guys that I don't know nothing about and see what I can do with it, you know. And because I'm a champion, I fight anybody.
It seems like he got a little upset in this round. He landed some punches. We're going to show you. Can you tell us what you were talking to him about?
Well, you know, we connected. He kept fighting. He kept hitting me behind the head. He done it several times before before that round. And I can don't do it no more. And so he made me mad, and I said, okay, you want to fight? I'm getting your ass out of here. And that's what I wanted to do. So I got mad. Take anything he got, bring it. If you got anything, show it to me. So I just started banging away. Simple as that.
Well, it showed that you banged him with that right hand. He just took a dive down. So what do you see yourself happening now?
Well, I'm fighting again on USA. That will be September the 17th, probably in Orlando, Florida. We don't care who we fight, you know, prices dictate, and I'm not in this game to be a clown or a show like a lot of other fighters are. I'm taking this game seriously, and I'm going back to the top to be that champion once again.
The right hand that you landed, did you expect him to go the way he did? We're going to show it to you here.
Of course, you know, because I hit him harder than I hit anyone with that right hand. If I hit Gonzalez with that right hand a couple of weeks ago, he'd have won. I hit him real good to the body and real good to the head. And he had to go. He couldn't take too much of that. I put a whole 238 pounds behind that punch, and he could not stand up against that.
Well, that was a vicious right hand, and you could tell that by the way he went. And you've had another fight, and how far do you see yourself off before maybe one of the top 10 guys?
Well, you know, money dictates who I fight. And right now we're fighting here for peanuts to get our way back to the top.